Good evening, once again, my dear students. Welcome to HashLearn Studios. This is your chemistry teacher Dheeraj, and the topic under discussion is some application of D and F block elements, which belongs to the lecture series JEE and NEET. Moving ahead, like you guys know, in the previous class, that's just a couple of seconds ago, we looked at actinoids and a couple of numericals to do with actinoids, and I'd asked you a CPP question. So one of the CPP questions that I picked up was this: which phase transformation does thorium undergo at 1400 degrees Celsius? So we had asked you which phase transformation does thorium undergo at 1400 degree Celsius? So phase centered cubic to simple cubic to phase centered cubic, simple cubic to phase centered cubic, and body centered cubic to phase centered cubic. So it's option A, which is FCC, that's phase centered cubic to simple cubic. So today's that is, I must not say today's, so this class's goal would be to look at some of the applications of D and F block elements along with numerical problems to do with F block elements. So let us quickly get going, guys. So this is the first question I have prepared for you guys. So quickly have a detailed look at the first question and we will go about with it. Which of the following statements is not correct? So before moving ahead to the first question, we have Yogesh, Sakshi and Preeti, who have joined us in the previous segment as well, joining us here. So guys, get going. Good that you have joined me within the first question. So get going, guys. Which of the following statements is not correct? Copper liberates hydrogen from acids. In higher oxidation states, manganese forms stable compounds with oxygen and fluorine. Mn3 plus and CO3 plus are oxidizing agents in aqueous solutions. Ti, that's titanium 2 plus and Cr2 plus are reducing agents in aqueous solutions. So have a detailed look at the questions. You should be able to answer, because even though the question might look a little lengthy, guys, these are important and yet questions which can be easily solved. So have a detailed look at it quickly. Which of the following statement is correct, is not correct, is the question. So Yogesh says it's 1C. Preeti also says it's 1C. Okay, we shouldn't be taking too much time as we have a lot of questions packed for today, especially this topic. I have quite a few important questions packed, guys. So let me tell you, Yogesh, Preeti and Sakshi says it's 1C. No guys, it is definitely 1A. So I must say it has to be option A, which is the right answer. That is because copper has positive E0 value, that is electrode potential value, which says it will not liberate H2. So copper has positive E0 value, which means that it will not liberate H2. Therefore, copper liberates hydrogen from acid is the wrong answer, which is option A. Unfortunately, I think it is quite I must say it is quite a time repeated question. We should know that which are the set of elements which will appear below hydrogen, which are the set of elements which will appear above hydrogen. We would have studied that under redox in previous year. We would have studied under that under electrochemistry even in this year. So we shouldn't be taking so much time as well as giving the wrong answer in this question, because it has to be easy and easily should be answered by us. So moving to the second question. Which of the following is not an amphoteric ion? Aluminium 3 plus, chromium 3 plus, Fe2 plus and Zn2 plus. Shouldn't take us too much time, and it is not something that needs detailed understanding as well. Amphoteric means something which can act as an acid and also can act as a base. So which of the following can act as an acid as well as a base is the question. So you have aluminium 3 plus, chromium 3 plus, Fe2 plus as well as zinc 2 plus. So which one is going to be the answer? So Clockmaster says 4 seconds remaining, you should be able to give us the answer. But how is option C is correct is the previous question asked by Preeti. So let us quickly move ahead. So others who are answering, let me quickly move back to the previous question, guys. Preeti has asked us a question. So Preeti says, how is option C the answer? I think Preeti is talking about option first question. Preeti, no, option C is not the answer. Option A is the answer, because I've given you the reason here. Let me know if I can help you in any other way. So option C is not the answer. Moving to the second question. In the second question, I can say option C is the answer, Fe2 plus, because if you look at the electrochemical series, aluminium comes first. So aluminium is something which can undergo reaction very fast, followed by chromium, followed by zinc, and after zinc comes iron. So iron is one such element which will not be able to undergo reaction very easily. It depends on the electrode potential. Therefore, if you look at the series of electrode potential, aluminium, chromium, zinc, and then comes iron. Therefore, iron is something which can act both as an oxidizing agent as well as a reducing agent, because it can convert itself into Fe plus 3. That is, it can remove an electron and act as a reducing agent, and it can as well act as Fe, which can take 2 electrons and convert itself into Fe, wherein it is taking 2 electrons, oxidizing agent, and where it is giving an electron, reducing agent. So iron can act as both. That is why option C is the answer. Let me know if I can help you. Unfortunately, none of you are able to give us the right answer. Guys, it is pretty straightforward. As we proceed with chapters pertaining to periodic classification, you should be able to give us the right answer. Moving to the third question. Transition elements form binary compounds with halogens. Transition elements is, we call D and F block elements, some of the D block and F block elements as transition elements. So transition elements form binary compounds with halogens. Which of the following elements will form MF3 type compounds? The formula is, they have given you metals and they're asking you, F stands for the halogen, the respective halogen. They're asking you which of the following metal will form the corresponding halogen MF3. So transition elements form binary compounds with halogens. Which of the following elements will form MF3 type compound is the question. So have a detailed look at this question, guys. Even though Clockmaster says it's time up, I'll give you a couple of more seconds, should not be a problem. So Sakshi says it is B. Meanwhile, let's wait for others. So Yogesh says it's 3B. I hope Sakshi is also corresponding to 3B, which is copper. Have a detailed look at it, guys. Have a detailed look at it. Honest Hawk, Pallavi. We have Pallavi joining us after a really long time. Welcome to the webinar, Pallavi. So Pallavi says it's 3A. Yes, Pallavi has given us the right answer, which is chromium. Guys, keep one thing in mind. Chromium forms CrF3, whereas copper and nickel does not form CuF3 and NiF3. So this is not possible. Chromium is the only compound which forms the answer. Congratulations, Pallavi. Pallavi, straight away she has joined the webinar with the right answer. Good. Keep the momentum going, Pallavi. This is the fourth question packed for the day. Meanwhile, others, Preeti, Sakshi, Yogesh, get going. You had answered a couple of questions right in the first series. So get going with this. Actinoids in general show more oxidation states than lanthanides. The main reason for this is, why actinoids show more oxidation state than lanthanides is the general question. So what is it going to be? So think about it. I would say this question shouldn't take us too much time. You should be able to give us the answer pretty straightforward. So what is it going to be? Higher energy difference between HF and 6D orbitals. We have Shika joining us. Welcome, Shika. Welcome to the webinar and a very warm welcome. get going with the question. Let us know what is the answer. Higher energy difference between 5f and 6d orbitals, lower energy difference between 5f and 6d, higher reactivity of actinoids than lanthanoids, which is definitely not in the picture. Actinoids are more basic than lanthanoids, which is definitely not in the picture. So it's pretty straightforward. Lower energy difference between H, that's 5f and 6d. If 5f and 6d has lower energy difference, it means electrons from 5f can enter 6d and electrons from 6d can enter 5f. So if there are orbitals which can allow interchanging of electrons, there I can show more oxidation states, and the answer has to be option D. I mean option B, 4B. So unfortunately, all of them ended up giving us the right answer. I would say Sakshi says D, Shika says D, but Preeti, Peru, Pallavi, and again, I don't know why Shika changed the answer to A. Guys, it is pretty straightforward. If I have to donate my electrons, the valence shell and the electron donating shell has to be very close to each other. So that's exactly the answer for this question. So if you look at why actinoids show more oxidation state than lanthanoids, so lanthanoids will have some amount of electrons escaping and you'll have actinoids also. Actinoids also has some amount of electrons escaping. If actinoids has more and lanthanoids has less, it simply means that the shells containing the lanthanoid electrons and the actinoid electrons are very close to each other. Therefore, they can simultaneously lose electrons. If they can simultaneously lose electrons, they can definitely have more oxidation state. So it's option B, which is the answer. So let me give you a quick breather for the day. So we have a previous class contest question. So I had a class of mine a couple of minutes ago, and we have a contest question from that previous class. Which of the following pairs of ions have the same electronic configuration? Guys, the electronic configuration will definitely depend on the number of valence electrons. All that you have to do is just count the number of valence electrons. The moment you count the number of valence electrons, you will know which are the species which will have the same electronic configuration. So you can say Fe3 plus and Mn2 plus. I have marked the answer for you. It is pretty straightforward because iron has oxidation number 26. So if you remove 3 electrons, it is going to be 24. Mn has oxidation, that is atomic number 25. If you remove 2 electrons, that also will correspond to 24, and therefore Fe3 plus and Mn2 plus is going to have the same number of electrons and therefore same electronic configuration. Therefore answer is, and therefore is option X as an answer. So we have the right answer with you. I've detailedly discussed the answer with you guys, and the person who has given us the right answer is Peru. So Peru gives us the right answer in this case. Congratulations, Peru. Peru was joining us in the previous class. Peru gave us the right answer for the previous question, and here you have a chance to win an atom session. Well, let me quickly tell you what Peru has won. Peru has won himself an atom session, which gives him an exclusive right to get either a concept or a question answered by our in-house experts. The best part is the question or the concept will be explained to him within 20 minutes of posting the question. So here we have the current classes contest question. Have a detailed look at it, guys. Yeah. Okay, guys, looks like people who have joined us have given the right answer. Sakshi is asking us for a question. Sakshi, please let me know which question you are asking about, so that we can go back. If not in this class, we'll be able to go back to that in the corresponding classes and give you the answer. Let me know the question with respect to which your answer with respect to which you are asking for explanation. So look at this fifth question quickly, guys. The correct order of standard electrode potential. So we are worrying about standard electrode potential. So M2 plus is converting into M, which means we are worried about standard reduction potential, wherein the positive charge is decreasing. So the correct order of standard reduction potential values with negative sign for the four successive elements. We are talking about chromium, manganese, iron, and cobalt. What is it going to be? So the moment you remember the value approximately, you can give us an answer. Okay, Sakshi says it's third question. We'll get back to it. Meanwhile, you can start answering these following questions, Sakshi. So what is it going to be? So option A, B, C, and D. Which one is it going to be? So Peru says it's 5C, Dhanushri says it's B, and Sakshi Pandey also says it's C. So Peru and Sakshi says it's C, Dhanushri says it is B. What is it really going to be? Yes, guys, option C is the right answer. Let me quickly give you the approximate values. The approximate value is chromium will have minus 0.91 volts, manganese minus 1.18 volts, iron minus 0.44 volts, cobalt minus 0.28 volts. So you don't really have to remember the values, but you can remember the general trend. If you can remember the general trend, you can straight away say that option C is the answer. Good. So Sakshi and Preeti gave us the answers initially. Congratulations, guys. Good going. So let us move on to the sixth question really quick. So the sixth question is, the addition of high proportions of manganese makes steel useful in making rails or railroads because manganese. This is an application type question, very specific to the current topic under discussion. So what is it which makes manganese so useful in creating rails and railroads? What is it so special about it? So that's the question. Because it gives hardness to steel, because it helps in the formation of oxides of iron, because it can remove oxygen and sulfur, and it can show highest oxidation state of +7. So which one is it going to be? Let me tell you, it has to be a multiple right answer question. It has to be a multiple right answer question. Think about it. So Yogesh says it's A, Peru D, Preeti says it's A. We have Supraja joining us. Very warm welcome, Supraja. Supraja says it's D. Sakshi, Preeti, Dhanushri again A, C, and A. Guys, think about it. I've told you guys that it has to be a multiple right answer question. So you'll have more than one right answer. So Yogesh says it's A and D. Let us get going, guys. It has to be option A as well as option C. I'll tell you why. Why? Because if you take steel or if you take iron oxide, manganese will add to it to form manganese oxide plus iron. So it gives hardness to steel because it goes on adding iron content to steel. The second is MnO plus SiO2 forms MnSiO3. This forms slag. I must say that it removes this reaction is it removes oxygen and sulfur from steel. So first option is it gives hardness. How does it give hardness? How does it give hardness is also dependent on the kind of answer that we are giving you in this question. It gives hardness by removing oxygen and sulfur. How does it remove oxygen and sulfur? It is detailedly shown in this reaction. In the first case it removes oxygen, in the second case it removes sulfur in the form of slag. Therefore, by removing oxygen and sulfur, it gives hardness to the steel, it gives brittleness to the steel. That's exactly what high proportions of manganese does to the steel. So most of you gave us the right answer. So unfortunately nobody told us it is. Yeah, good. So Preeti says it is A and C. Congratulations, Preeti. Most of you told me it is A. So good, half of the answer was right, and the only one to give us the complete right answer was Preeti, who says it is option A as well as C. So good going, guys, good going. Let me quickly move on to the next question. Sakshi, Preeti, Dhanushri, Yogesh, Peru, Shika, as well as Supraja, who has joined us lately. Try to look at the 7th question that I've packed for you guys. Have a detailed look at it quickly. Which of the following statements are correct when a mixture of NaCl, sodium chloride, and potassium dichromate is gently warmed with concentrated sulfuric acid? Again, the clockmaster says around 25 seconds left. Let me tell you, this is also a multiple right question, so you can have more than one right answer, and I must say you definitely have more than one right answer. So what is it going to be? You definitely have more than one right answer. The clockmaster says time's up. Others can quickly try to answer. Okay, Shika asks us a question. Shika, I have picked questions. These are the questions from JEE Advanced where all of them have equal weightage. So the reason why I have picked questions like these is because if I take a question, I would normally want the students to know that what are the possible right answers. So that's exactly why I've picked the question. You can use these questions as practice questions, wherein if I get a question like this, I would know what are the possible right answers. But these concepts or these question types are from advanced, where you will have more than one right answer. Therefore, there is no one right answer. I hope I have helped you in understanding what is the pattern of this. So the reason is to make sure you have understood the concept behind the questions appropriately. So have a detailed look at it. Which of the following question is or are correct when a mixture of NaCl and potassium dichromate is gently warmed with concentrated H2SO4? I can straight away start by giving you the reactions, guys. I'll give you the reactions. It should be easy after that. So Sakshi says, I think 7th question. So let us say who gave us the answer first. So Yogesh says it's A and D. Preeti says B, C. Dhanushri says it is A. Sakshi says it's A. Shika A. Peru B, D. Shika D again. And Shika says it's A and D. Let me tell you guys, the answer is A, B and D. You guys have given me the answer in bits and pieces. Good. But unfortunately, nobody was able to give me the answer wholeheartedly. That is, which one is going to be the complete answer. Let me give you the reaction. That way you're going to understand this question even better. Let me quickly write the reaction. K2 Cr2O7 plus 6 moles of H2 SO4 plus 4 moles of NaCl is going to give me, I must say, it's going to give me KHSO4. KHSO4, how many moles? 2 moles plus NaHSO4, how many moles? 4 moles. You can balance the reaction, plus 2 moles of chromyl chloride CrO2Cl2 plus 3 moles of H2O. Now what happens is this chromyl chloride is orange red in color. Chromyl chloride is an orange red gas, Now when these vapors are passed through NaOH, so when I take chromyl chloride vapors and pass it through NaOH, I end up with Na2CrO4 plus 2H2O plus 2 NaCl. So this is the yellow colored solution which gets formed because of potassium chromate. So this is one of the tests that you guys do in the laboratory, guys. If you know, if you have been to a laboratory as of now, what are the tests present to check the presence of chloride? It is chromyl chloride test, and the chromyl chloride test involves all of these steps. And I'm asking you a question to do with the chromyl chloride test, and straight away you can answer deep red vapors. The deep red vapors are due to the presence of chromyl chloride. The vapors when passed into NaOH gives a yellow solution of Na2CrO4. I've given you the reaction. Chromyl chloride is formed. That is also part of the reaction. So good. I've given you the answers pertaining to this question. So quickly move ahead to the 8th question. We have a good deal of questions packed for you. So get going quickly. Solution of a metal when treated with Ki gives a red precipitate which dissolves in excess Ki to give a colorless solution. Full stop. Moreover, the solution of the metal ion on treatment with a solution of cobalt to thiocyanate gives rise to a deep blue crystalline precipitate. All that you have to do is to write the concerned ions. The moment you write the concerned ions, you will be able to completely give us the reaction. So just have a detailed look at it and let me know what is going to be the answer for the 8th question. Quickly. So you have a solution of a metal ion with Ki which gives a red precipitate. So I'll write the reaction for it, guys. It's Hg plus 2 when reacting with 2I minus gives HgI2. This is a precipitate. Let me tell you, it is a scarlet. Scarlet as in it is a bright red precipitate. Next, what happens is this bright red precipitate reacts with excess of iodide ions to form Hg(I4)2 minus, and this ion in Hg(I4)2 minus, the mercury ion is present as Hg2 plus, which will react with cobalt thiocyanate, to give us HgSCN twice plus cobalt 2 plus. This is exactly what gives us a deep blue precipitate. So there we go. Question number 8, wherein the answer is option B, which is Hg2 plus. So no worries, guys, no worries. So you guys thought 8th one is a multiple choice. Sakshi gives us 2 answers, but then option B, and here goes the reaction. So let us quickly look at the 9th question. So 9th question is pretty straightforward. Have a detailed look at it, guys. So we have a couple of more questions. Which compound does not dissolve in hot diluted HNO3? You don't need too much time to answer this question. We can get going. The time that we save here, maybe we can use that for the corresponding questions. Which compound does not dissolve in hot diluted HNO3 is the question. So what is it going to be? HGS, PBS, CUS, CDS. That's mercuric sulfide, lead sulfide, copper sulfide, cadmium sulfide. What is it going to be? It is definitely option A, because this compound, so this compound dissolves only in aqua regia. You should know what is aqua regia. So mercuric sulfide dissolves only in aqua regia. That gives you the answer for the entire set of questions. You don't have to discuss anything further. So Peru, Sakshi and Shika gives us the right answer, guys. Remember this answer, quite an important question. So moving ahead, zinc copper couple. I've used zinc copper couple quite a few times as the reducing agent in your aldehydes, ketones chapter, alcohols, phenols and ethers chapter. So you have to know what is meant by zinc copper couple. So zinc copper couple that can be used as a reducing agent is obtained by, how is it obtained? Zinc copper couple by mixing zinc dust and copper gauge, zinc coated with copper, copper coated with zinc, and zinc and copper wires welded together. How is it going to be obtained? So this is a question. So the clock master says a couple of seconds left. Good. We have people who are trying to answer. So Yogesh has given us the answer. Preeti, Shika, Sakshi, Peru. Give us the answer, guys, quickly, really quick. Dhanushri has not given us the answers recently. Dhanushri, go ahead. Try to give us the answer. Supraja, we are waiting for your answer. All your answers are appreciated, guys. You will know where you guys stand when you try to give us the answer. So what is it going to be? Zinc copper couple. Zinc copper couple that can be used as a reducing agent is obtained by. So who gave us the first answer? Yogesh gave us the first answer, followed by Peru, Shika, Sakshi and Preeti. Supraja, Dhanushri, guys, waiting for your answers. It is pretty straightforward. Zinc copper couple, it can be used as a reducing agent. It is obtained by zinc coated with copper. It is zinc coated with copper. So straight away you can say it is option B. If you want to know more information about it, I can give you the information. You can say that you take a zinc metal and you dip it into a container containing the solution of copper salt. As a result, it displaces copper and zinc takes the position of copper. Therefore, zinc gets coated by copper. It has to be option B. So good. Preeti gives us the right answer. Sakshi, Shika, Peru, Yogesh. Good, guys. All of you all have given us the right answer in this question. Congratulations. Let us quickly move to this question. A couple of more questions packed only. Name the gas that can be readily decolorize acidified KMnO4 solution. So what is it going to be? The gas that can readily decolorize acidified KMnO4 solution. I'm not going to give you too much time because this question needs instantaneous answer. So what is it going to be? The 11th question, quickly. What is it going to be? The gas that readily decolorizes KMnO4. KMnO4 is potassium permanganate, a bright magenta colored solution. If it has to decolorize that, what or which gas has to react with it? So Yogesh gives us the first answer. Yogesh says it is C, nitrogen dioxide. No, Yogesh, I can say it is option B, which is sulfur dioxide, because I can say potassium permanganate MnO4 minus will react with 5 moles of sulfur dioxide plus water, 2 moles, to give us 2 Mn plus 2 plus 5 sulfate. It's sulfate. SO4 2 minus plus 4H plus. So it has to be SO2 minus. So Yogesh and Peru has given me the answer, has not given me the right answer. It has to be sulfur dioxide, and here goes the reaction which is right. You have to remember this in order to score some decent marks in organic chemistry. These reactions are a must, guys. So I'm sure you guys are making note of it. So moving ahead to the 12th question. HgCl2 and I2 both are dissolved in water containing I minus ions of pair of species formed. So what is it going to be? So HgCl2 and I2 both when dissolved in water forms I minus ions. What species of ions are going to be formed by this molecule is the question. So quickly work. I have picked these questions exclusively for you guys because these questions are questions which cannot be normally found anywhere else, and you have to know some details about them so that you can extrapolate your normal understanding into questions like these. So the clock master says time's up, but no worries, take your time, have a detailed look at it. HgCl2 and I2 both when dissolved in water containing I minus ions. In that I minus ions, the pair of species formed is. So Peru says it's option B, Yogesh says it's option C. Yes, Yogesh is right, it's definitely option C because I'll write the concerned reaction. Now what happens is I2 plus I minus gives I3 minus. Now HgCl2 and I2 both when dissolved in water, that is HgCl2 and I2 when both dissolved in water containing I minus ions, the pair of species formed is. So what are the pair of species formed? The pair of species formed is Hg I42 minus and I3 minus. I'm trying to give you the reaction. So if you make this reaction happen, what are the species formed? I've given you the answer. I'm trying to write the reaction. Here gives the reaction. Hg plus 2 gives HgI2 on reaction with 2I minus. You will get 2Cl minus. And along with that, HgI2 plus 2I minus, HgI2 plus 2I minus gives, this is the equilibrium reaction which you guys are quite well aware of, to give HgI minus 2 minus. So it has to be option 4, HgI42 minus in this case and I3 minus in this case, which has to be the product. So quite a critical question. Good. Yogesh and Preeti gives us the right answer for the 12th question. Congratulations guys. Let us quickly get going to the 13th question. The 13th question is, which of the following does not give oxygen on heating? All that you have to look at it. Which is an oxygen rich species? Which is an oxygen deficient species? So rich species is going to give you oxygen. Oxygen deficient species will not give you oxygen. So have a detailed look at it. You should be able to answer this instantaneously. So have a detailed look guys. So which will give you oxygen on heating and which will not give you oxygen on heating is the question. Clock master says 5 more seconds left. Take a couple of more seconds, don't worry. The world is all ours. So have a detailed look at it guys. KClO3, potassium perchlorate, ZnClO3 twice, K2Cl2O7, potassium dichromate, ammonium dichromate. Which one is going to be the right answer? So the first answer is given to us by Yogesh. Yogesh says it's 13D. Let us try to quickly give the answer. Which one is it going to be? So it has not become a big problem for us. It is indeed option D. I'll give you the concerned reaction. You will be able to tell why this is the answer. So if you look at KClO3, so 2 moles of KClO3 on heating will decompose to give you KCl plus 3 moles of oxygen, which will escape as gas. ZnClO3 twice on heating will break into ZnCl2 plus 3 moles of O2. Again it will give you oxygen just like the first reaction. Third reaction is 4 moles of potassium dichromate on heating will give you potassium or dipotassium chromate along with chromic oxide and oxygen. This will also give you oxygen. Which is that reaction, or which is that compound which will not give you the reaction? Which is option B, which is ammonium dichromate, because ammonium dichromate ends up giving us potassium dichromate, or I must say, excuse me, it doesn't give us potassium dichromate. Since it does not have potassium dichromate, it gives us nitrogen gas along with chromic oxide and water. So this does not give us oxygen, so option D is the answer. So remember these reactions, guys, quite important. I've been telling you, whenever I give you a reaction based question in inorganic chemistry, you have to make note of it. It is definitely going to help you. Moving ahead to the 14th question, and I must say the last question, so have a detailed look at it. Which of the following statements about the interstitial compounds is incorrect? So we are worrying about interstitial compounds, and we are also telling it is incorrect. They retain metallic conductivity, they are chemically reactive, they are much more harder than the pure metal, they have high melting points than the pure metal. Which of the following compounds are right pertaining to the 14th question? So have a detailed look at it pretty quickly. So which one is right? They have metallic conductivity, they are chemically reactive, they're much harder than the pure metal, they have a harder metallic, they have a higher metallic that's melting point than pure metals. What is it going to be? Quickly, it shouldn't take us too much time. This is one of the easiest questions that I've chosen for you guys to end this chapter on, so go for it. It has to be option B. They are chemically reactive. Why are they chemically reactive? Because when interstitial compounds are obtained, small atoms like either hydrogen, if you look at the interstitial compounds, small atoms like boron, hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, etc. fit into their interstitial position. So if you want to exactly know what are interstitial positions, imagine there are two atoms combining. So this is one atom, this is another atom, this is another atom, this is another atom. Between two atoms, you will have spaces. Those spaces are called as interstitial sites, and very small atoms will occupy these interstitial sites, and once they occupy these interstitial sites, the overall properties of the element changes. So that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. So when you have elements like hydrogen, boron, carbon and nitrogen, it doesn't restrict here, etc. If these are into the interstitial spaces of these metals, the metallic conductivity will increase. So metallic conductivity will increase, and what will happen once the metallic conductivity increases? You should know that metals are the hardest species on earth. So if metallic conductivity increases, their hardness also will increase, because metals are one of the hardest species and they have high melting and boiling point. This is pretty straightforward. Once they form metals, you should know that they are cations. Metals and non-metals will combine among themselves, that is, cations and anions will combine among themselves to form ionic compounds, and ionic compounds will have higher melting points. So option A, C and D is interrelated, which has nothing to do with either metallic character or ionic bonds or the properties of metallic bonding. It has something to do with chemical reactivity. Therefore option B, it has nothing to do with chemical reactivity, is the answer. So good, Yogesh says option B is the answer. Congratulations, Yogesh. To quickly summarize the class, guys, today we had two classes. We had looked at actinoids in the first class, and in this class I made it a point to look at some of the applications of D and F block elements. Apart from that, numerical problems to do with D and F block elements. This is the last class. So thank you guys, thank you. I should say congratulations, because I'm quite sure you have learned a good deal of questions, which is definitely going to help you guys in answering a lot of beautiful questions that comes from D and F block. This is the last session to do with D and F block. The next class of mine would be on Thursday, wherein we would be starting with coordination compounds. Mind you guys, coordination compound is quite an important chapter when it comes to 12th board as well as NEET and JEE. So I'm quite sure you guys would be waiting to attend this session on coordination compounds, wherein we will give you details as to how to answer questions pertaining to boards as well as NEET and JEE. Till then, thank you guys. I hope it has been really enthusiastic, and the best part is if you have subscribed to Passport, go ahead and try to solve the CPP questions that has been unlocked to you. What happens is the moment you try to access CPP questions, you'll be able to answer them instantaneously within the heat of the moment. That is, this questions will help you answer those questions. And apart from CPP questions, for those who have no access to CPP questions, guys, it's just a click away. That it is not, I would say that Snap is not just going to give you access to CPP, it is going to give you access to 24/7 one-on-one doubt solving sessions, practice questions and tests from some of the best selling books. And the best part is, most students ask me, where will I look for all of these videos which covers the theoretical aspects? Guys, we have them completely piled up in a form of a sequential manner, where you can go have a detailed look at it, come back, and these classes wherein we are looking at the questions will make better sense when you look at the prerequisite theory classes. So all the video classes covering these concepts and the questions are preloaded for you. Just log into HashLearn app, subscribe to Passport, and you will have access to all of them. It is definitely going to help you in having a upper hand over other students. So I hope this class has been enthusiastic. Till then, that's still up till the next class, which is on Thursday. It is your chemistry teacher Dheeraj signing off. Good night, guys.